All right, so a couple more examples of partial fraction decomposition today. Start off with a rather simple one. So if you remember from yesterday, we need to go ahead and factor the denominator. This is a basic quadratic factoring. So multiply to negative 24, add to positive 5, so that has to be a plus 8 and a minus 3. And then remember, you use the variables a, b, c, d, etc. for your numerators. So now we're pretending like we're back in Algebra 2 or college algebra, and we're working backwards. So my least common denominator here is x plus 8 times x minus 3. So this one's going to need to be multiplied by x minus 3, and this one will need to be multiplied by x plus 8. So I have x minus 25. I'm going to go ahead and distribute ax minus 3a. And the same thing with b. So now if you recall, I gather my like terms. That's how I'm going to create my system. So I get x minus 25. If I put my x terms together, I get a plus b times x. Plus my constants, negative 3a plus 8b. So my a plus b, now I'm going to set up my system is going to equal the coefficient of x, which is 1. And my constants, negative 3a plus 8b, is going to equal negative 25. So there's my system to help me solve for a and b. So I am going to use elimination and multiply this top one by negative 3. So I get, how about, let's do a positive 3. So I get 3a plus 3b equals 3. If I add those together, I get 11b equals negative 22. So b is equal to negative 2. So now I go back to my system, and I can use a plus b, which is negative 2, equals 1. So I get a is equal to 3. Go back up, substitute your a and your b, and you have now decomposed that rational function. So I have 3, which is a over x plus 8, minus 2 over x minus 3. 3 minutes, that was pretty good. All right, so the next one might be a little bit more confusing, we'll see. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is factor that denominator completely. So I'm going to go ahead and just do that by itself. So if I pull out the x, I get x squared minus 8x plus 16. And that becomes x times x minus 4 quantities squared. All right, so remember I talked yesterday about multiplicities of factors, so you have to be careful on these. So I'm going to have 3 factors. I've got the x. I have to use x minus 4. And I use x minus 4 quantity squared. So if that was an x minus 4 quantity cubed, I would have a whole nother set. I'd have 4 terms that I was adding together. So I need an a, and b, and a c. So my least common denominator here is this x times x minus 4 squared. So here I've already got the x, so all I need is the x minus 4 squared. Here I've got one x minus 4, so I need another one, the x minus 4 squared, and I need the x. So the last one, I already have the x minus 4 squared, so all I need is x there. Okay, so now I look at my numerators. Okay, so notice this is in a different order, so I'm going to go ahead and rearrange it and put it in standard form. So x squared, negative x squared plus 7x plus 16. Okay, you're going to have to be careful on this x minus 4 squared, so I'm going to go ahead and write it out. I'm hoping you can square that in your head. So you get x squared minus 8x plus 16, which you just think about it, it's right there. So this one, you're going to have the b. Okay, so I need to distribute. I'm going to get an x squared minus 4x. And then I have plus my cx. Okay, so I'm going to add one step on this and go ahead and distribute everything. So I have ax squared minus 8ax plus 16a. So make sure you distribute correctly. Plus bx squared minus 4bx plus cx. So now it's a matter of gathering like terms. So I have my x squareds. So I have a plus b times x squared. I have my x terms, negative 8ax and negative 4bx. So plus and I have my cx that goes along with that. Oops, I shouldn't have put the x's with those, sorry. So negative 8a minus 4b plus c times x. And then I have the 16a that's by itself. All right, so my a plus b is going to be my coefficient of negative 1. I have this long string here that's going to be equal to 7. And my last one is just my constant, which is equal to, that's a 16. So 16a equals 16. Okay, so I can go ahead and solve a equals 1. Then I can go back up here and I can do 1 plus b equals -1. So b equals -2. Then I can take those two values and plug them both in and solve for c. So I have -8a, so -8 times 1 minus 4 times -2, which is b, plus c equals 7. So I have -8 plus 8 plus c equals 7, so c is equal to 7. So now you go back up to this original problem, a over x, b over x minus 4, and c over x minus 4 squared. So I get 1 over x, b is equal to -2, so -2 over x minus 4, and c was positive, so plus 7 over x minus 4 squared. All right, so there you go. As you're working on the worksheet, if you think about the 4 examples we did over the last couple of days, all of the numerators ended up to be nice numbers. So if you get some sort of weird fraction or decimal, then you're probably doing something wrong on the worksheet. So all of the numerators will be integers. And just a little note for future reference, these can get much more complicated. We've kept them pretty simple just to give you the idea. All right, so that's the end of Conics and Systems. We will start a new unit on Thursday. So I'm going to give you tomorrow as a work day, which is Wednesday. You can work on your worksheet then, or hopefully get caught up on some of your past assignments. Have a nice night.